Hello everyone, Pedro here, back in the CineMilled garage. I'm really excited to be here with you today because I got a great new modular accessory. It is the Houdini Mitchell mount. If you hang in there with me through the whole video, you're gonna see how the Houdini Mitchell mount is gonna give you many new creative choices. You know, at its core, this is a really simple product. It's just a Mitchell base, something you're very familiar with, but we have a little twist to it, which is we use our Houdini mounting system. The Houdini mounting system consists of 4 stainless steel locating pins and 1 large center 3/8/16 bolt. Means you can interface with all of our products that use the Houdini mounting system, which is, as of right now, is the billet trailer hitch adapter and the Houdini Speedrail clamps. So very simply, using our billet trailer hitch adapter, you can mount this on the end of the trailer hitch, and this gives you a Mitchell base at the end of the trailer hitch, of which you can mount any number of different isolators and your gimbal. You can put your tripod on there and then, of course, triangulate it to the car, and that gives you a way to position and point the camera before you lock it. The other really interesting thing you can do with the Houdini mounting system is you can change the angle of the plate. So you can offset it 90 degrees to the left or to the right from the hitch if you need to gain that extra distance. But most importantly, on the hitch, one of the very unique things that this allows you to do is, as you know, you have a front mounting position on the hitch. And what this allows you to do is you can mount the Mitchell base vertically. And this allows you to do something very interesting on a Movi Pro and on a Ronin-2. You can do 360 barrel rolls. So besides the trailer hitch, the other product that you can interface this with is our Houdini Speedrail clamps. Specifically, we're going to be using the female Houdini Speedrail clamp. And the reason, in case it wasn't already obvious, is that the Houdini Mitchell mount has a male locating pins, and so that's going to interface with the female locating holes on the Speedrail clamp. So very simply, this is going to allow you to connect the two like that, and that now allows you to put a Mitchell base anywhere you want along a Speedrail. So now that you have the Houdini Speedrail clamp mounted to the Houdini Mitchell base, this means you can take a piece of Speedrail anywhere along your car, and now you have a Mitchell base at any point. And not only that, you have a Mitchell base that you can position in any direction, right? You can go 90-degree increments, you can go 45-degree increments. And not only that, you can actually at this point then slide your Mitchell mount anywhere along any sort of piece of speed rail you may have on your vehicle. The other way to use this sort of configuration, which is a very common shot in a lot of productions that we do, is you're inside of a house and you need to get a shot of 2 people sleeping on a bed. Now, there's many different ways of achieving this shot. You could use a crane or a jib. You may be inside, you may not have room for a crane or a jib. The other really common way of doing this is with something we call a goalpost rig. Basically, 2 combo stands or 2 stands of some kind on each side of the bed and a piece of speed rail going across, essentially forming like a goal. And then you hang the camera straight down over one of the 2 people sleeping on the bed. And there's lots of ways of doing this. You don't need the Houdini Mitchell mount. You could just use the female Houdini clamp, take your Ronin-2 universal mount and bolt that straight to the clamp and go that route. This gives you a Mitchell base, obviously. So if you don't have your Ronin on set that day, or maybe it's getting pre-rigged on something else, you don't need to tie it up with this. You can just take your tripod head, mount it to the Mitchell base, and use that to position the camera and get your shot. All right, so let's see what it takes to install the Mitchell Houdini mount onto our billet trailer hitch adapter. First thing you want to do is remove the 2 fixed male Houdini Speedrail clamps. Since we have the access hole here, you can just put your Allen key right in there and take out the bolt, and the Houdini comes right off. You can see here it's the male Houdini. And what you want to do next is unbolt the hitch, slide it out, turn it 90 degrees. You can use a 19mm wrench to get the hitch nice and tight. So quick tip is that I like to tighten one side of the hitch first. So just leave one bolt out and go fully tight on one side of the hitch. And what that does is it brings the hitch in contact with one side of your female hitch receiver on the vehicle, and then install the other bolt. All right, so as you can see here, we have a very strong, stiff hitch mount. I'm actually going to remove the other Houdini clamp because with the vibration, if it comes loose, it's just going to fall on the ground. So to avoid that, let's just be safe and remove them both. And besides, it only takes a few seconds. All right, so it's really simple. You just take the male pins right here and you line them up with the female holes on the end of the hitch. Boom, just slides right in. And so this is sort of the #1 position. And you just take the main locating bolt and just get that really nice and tight. And there you have it. So from that point forward, you can take here any wire isolator you might have. It doesn't have to be the CineMilled ISO mount. It could be Flowcine, it could be rig wheels, anything you might have that mounts to the Mitchell. Or you can go without any isolator at all. Actually, you can get some decent results if you have a smooth enough pavement. Just put the Ronin-2 universal mount right on the end of the Mitchell and use a collar and castle nut or our Mitchell washer. So that just drops right in there. And then this is where I would use our CineMilled Mitchell wrench. So you can get the collar nice and tight. And there you have it. This would be isolating. You can watch our ISO mount video. You can use this in the position it is now, which is trying to extend the springs. You can reconfigure it and turn it into a compression setup, and so on and so forth. The very interesting thing you can do with our Houdini Mitchell mount is using our hitch, which has a front mount, you can actually mount this vertically. Before we go to the vertical mount, I just wanted to show off here that if you want, you can go from it facing forward and you can rotate the mount 90 degrees and you can face it to the left or to the right. That gives you a good foot of change from left to right on the center line of the car. All right, so you just take our Houdini Mitchell base and slide it on the front of the hitch. Get the bolt in there. Get it nice and tight. All right. And just like that, you have a vertically mounted Mitchell base. All right, guys, so that pretty much wraps us up. As you can see here, the CineMilled Houdini Mitchell mount lets you do a bunch of really cool stuff and probably even more things that we were able to show in this video. But make sure to join our CineMilled users Facebook group, or you can leave comments in the video below. And that's pretty much it. I'll catch you on the next one.